Now that you have mastered the building blocks, I bet you want to build something with those minerals. Great, let's take a look at your options. Now, if you want to start with minerals that are all melty and mushy, you can grow them into igneous rocks. All you have to do is get the hot stuff from under the Earth's crust up into the Earth's crust and then let it cool. If you want nice, big minerals, then you can keep it in a magma chamber and let it cool over thousands and thousands of years. But if you get impatient, you can always just erupt them to the surface of the Earth as lava and let them cool really fast. But then the minerals will be too small to see without your handy microscope. Igneous rocks that form from magma are called intrusive. They happen in the crust. Hopefully that'll help you remember. And rocks that form from lava are called extrusive. And I like to remember that they explode out of the crust, right? Intrusive in, extrusive explode. Okay, so now if igneous rocks aren't your thing, that's okay. We can make a rock out of broken up chunks of other rock. So what we do is we take any other rock at the surface of the Earth, it could be igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic, and then we use things like ice, gravity, wind, and water to smash them up over long periods of time into tinier chunks, and then we let those chunks find their way to a flat and hopefully watery part of our planet. Now there, they can start piling up and compacting and smooshing together. Now after a long time of smooshing and compacting together, they get glued together with minerals that come out of the groundwater or lake or ocean that they're in, and they form layers and layers and layers of rocks called sedimentary rocks. These rocks take a long time to make too, but it's worth it, so I hope you are patient. And the reason it's worth it is because if you do wait for a sedimentary rock to form, it's very possible that you could find a fossil in there. Now, it's not just broken up pieces of rock that get buried and compacted into rock. You can find shells, bones, pollen, and leaves, and all kinds of other things. Sometimes when these things are buried, they'll just dissolve away. But sometimes they won't, and then we can find them later as fossils. Sedimentary and igneous rocks too plain for you? Well, that's okay. You can take those rocks and smoosh them between two tectonic plates or cook them next to a magma chamber, and they're going to metamorphose into beautiful metamorphic rocks. Now, if you take any of these three kinds of rocks and you bury it deep enough or put it in the way of a magma chamber, then it's just going to remelt and the whole thing will start over again. Okay, but I want to be clear that this, quote, cycle is not a cycle at all. The pathway I just described from melt to igneous to sediment to sedimentary to metamorphic and back to melt is simple, and so it's what we teach. But it's not the reality of the lifespan of every mineral or rock. Any rock can break up into sediment, and that sediment might melt away if the lava flows over it. Right? Or an igneous rock that forms in a magma chamber might get reheated if more magma refills the chamber, and then that would change it into a metamorphic rock. So don't remember the pathways, remember the process. Melt cools to igneous rock. Sediment compacts into sedimentary rock, and metamorphic rocks are any rock that has changed due to pressure and heat. This diagram is handy, but don't let it trick you.